Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
Hello and welcome to the next episode of Football Unfiltered. Of course, or Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Apologies. So, thank you all for joining. I know it's been some time. It's been very busy for everybody, and you can see we added some new faces. So, Coach, how are you feeling since the last time we spoke with the people?
Well, it was great. We had a good Money Cup season. Took up a lot of our time. We brought in like 10 Premier League clubs after that.
Yeah.
For our showcase, which got great response and great players getting opportunities. We brought down our very old friend and very dedicated teammate, brother, Joe Yakchon. Very talented coach, Dutch origins, coach with the Dutch Federation, coach in Belgium at Premier League clubs like Antwerp and Westerlo, and so we're very happy to have him here in Jamaica. This is about the fifth time he's been here, or sixth time. He loves our country. He's Jamaican now. He's no longer Dutch. Honorary Jamaican, and we have made some inroads into where we want to go as a system, and we found that both our visions are the same. So he's here with us today. He's about to catch his flight back, but we begged him to stay on again. I made him miss his last flight. I'm trying again to make him miss the next one. So, but he has a young daughter, so he has to go and see her.
Of course.
Great opportunities that are coming, and I believe that for Phoenix to lead the way system development in Jamaica, we need to take some positive and definite steps in the right direction. So, welcome,
Coach,
Joey.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I've got to know Joey. I've got to know Joey the past week as well, and as you say, Craig, top man. So you say so. Coach, we're gonna get to you just in a second. Just want to do quick housekeeping. Just make sure everybody's following our pages. We're gonna be posting a lot about this combine in coming days, or even today. We're gonna be starting. So a lot more is going to be coming up. The full matches will be up. First one will be up today, so people can go in and watch how the matches went. And more news and more things coming up. More shows. I promise. More shows will be happening. On my word, or else I'll be. You can feel free to choke me, anybody. So,
I will choke you.
Craig will choke me. So, I guess if you have any questions for Coach as we go, please put them in the chat, and we'll get them going. But I think everyone wants to know, Coach Joey Yakchon from Holland. Yakchon. How'd you get your start in football? Tell us a bit about your background.
Yes. First of all, I want to say that English is not my native language, so I might sometimes say something funny, so I don't mind if you start laughing. But how did I start with football? Actually, I was born in Suriname, in Paramaribo. When I was 1 year, I went to Holland, to Amsterdam, and when I was 4 years, I've lived on Curaçao, and from my 4th till my 7th. And there was one player who everybody knows, and he was my big idol, and his name is Pele. And every time I saw him on television, I thought, wow. So I went on the garden which we had and start acting like, the things he did. So that's how I got interested in football. And then when I was 7, we went back to Amsterdam. And in Amsterdam, I grew up. But of course, in Amsterdam, we didn't have too much playground where I lived. So I started to play on the streets. So I was really becoming a very good technical street football player. And I was not at any football club, actually. But when I was 14, I was taken for a test to Ajax. So actually, Ajax was my first club where I started with football. They didn't take me because I didn't have these tiki-taka skills, but they were very much interested because when I got the ball, for example, when the trainer said, and it was Dirk de Groot at that time, when Dirk de Groot said, okay, now it's 2 touches, I was only training and playing on the streets, so I was only doing this.
Yeah.
But when he said free play, they were like, wow, I even made a bicycle, as a goal. And then they thought, wow, this guy has talent because he didn't get the same education as our kids, but he grew up he played football on the streets and nobody took the ball from him. So that's how I got involved in this football. I got totally insane from football, but I got this Osgood-Schletter. And this Osgood-Schletter, that's an illness on the knee. And in that period, there were not so many kids which had it. And this time, a lot of kids have it. So actually, my football career, which was intended to be, stopped. Yes. Stopped completely. But still, when I was around 20, I started again with football at a football club that's called FC Dynamo Amsterdam. And the president of that club was Henk van Eck. And he took me in as one of the potential top football players because he wanted to become the second professional club in Amsterdam. We have Ajax. Before we had also FC Amsterdam, but that got finished. And then he had plans to have a new stadium, and I was one of the selected talents. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't go through. There was something going on between Ajax to get the new football stadium and FC Dynamo Amsterdam. They wanted to have a football stadium in Amsterdam North side. We trained at the club Schellingwoude, which is now the Dijk.
Okay.
And Ajax won because we have at Strandvliet the arena.
Yeah.
So it finished.
It's a history about
that. Yes. And then, I did actually, I went to school, I did study, and I was actually outside the football until I started again on my 27th. I met my football godfather, Miki Samazic. Everybody in Amsterdam knows him. He's from Serbia, long white hair.
Serbia.
Yes, Serbia. And he trained. He was himself an ex-professional football player. And actually, he started to introduce me into the coaching and the training. And it was not that serious yet. But when I got my second son, Dico, when he was 4.5, I started as his leader at the club where he played, where he started, the Dijk also. And half a year later, I became the coach of this team, the F5, we call it. Actually, that was the birth of my coaching.
Okay.
Yes. So I grew up with the youngers, and then I also in that period got a lot of young players who are now going to the top. For example, like Timothy Fosu-Mensah, who played at Ajax, went to Manchester United. Justin Kluivert, he's the son of Patrick Kluivert. Okay. Actually, his brother Quincy Kluivert was one of the biggest talents I have seen in the youth. So I got a lot of players in that period going on for years later, not only my son Vico, but also, for example, Pablo Rosario. Yes, and it was Yeah, it was a tough time as well because I was also coaching at the Dutch Federation. I was leader of the under 12, under 13 in Northeast Amsterdam. It was a nice period, but I'm talking about around I think 2004, 2005, 2006. Yes, and the Dutch Federation was not so happy with football academies. And I started my football academy. Yes.
Okay.
And now you have so many football academies. Actually, Mickey Samasic was one of the first with a football academy. And I was also one of the first, after him. So, yeah, and then I wanted to get some education because I did everything for what I know about football. I have never been a professional football player myself, but yes, I was so technical player, so you could be thinking that, hey, this guy was a football professional,
Even playing the other day, I mean, I was like, okay, Joey must have played somewhere.
Yeah, well, the first time I met Mickey is that I trained with him and other professional football players. And then after the first time, he said, what a catastrophe that you never have become football player. What a catastrophe for the football world. Because you could not see any difference between me and the good football players, professional football players who were training with him.
Yeah.
So, and that is how it started. And when my son started to play, then I totally came into this. We went 5 times a year. We went to Italy. I got involved with the football academy in Italy. And
you coach or developed your son from when he was first could walk. Or how
actually yes, he was already in how you say it when you are in your, we say in Dutch, the wieg, in the bed, the baby
crib,
bed,
the crib.
the crib. He had already a ball, so I didn't give him. So yes, and from that period I also wanted to get the education. I got some degrees from the Dutch Federation, KNVB. But yes, as I said, it was not so easy to have a football academy in that period. So the KNVB didn't like it, so I had to leave from there. But then with my football academy, I played a lot of games abroad. I played against AC Milan. I played against Westerlo in Belgium, and I started to get a name abroad where I have been playing. There, I got a good name, and so in Belgium, I got welcomed. So I started my education in Belgium then, after the KNVB degrees, and I started with, in Belgium you call it getuigschrift C, getuigschrift B, 1 year both, and that is the same level as UEFA C. After that year, I did Trainer B. In that period, it was different than now. And after Trainer B, I got my UEFA B license. And then I went for 1 year for UEFA A Elite Youth. So that's actually the highest level what you can have for a youth coach. And after that year, I got in the 2nd grade of the UEFA A Seniors. So I got my UEFA A Seniors diploma. But because of I have never been a professional football player, it's not that easy to get the chance to do the UEFA Pro license.
Okay.
Yes. So I got my UEFA A license, and in the same period, I got involved with several professional football clubs. I started at to be the assistant of the under 6, under 7 at KVC Westerlo, where one of my
Belgium, the team in Belgium.
Yes, where Barry Hulshoff, rest in peace. I learned a lot from him. Barry Hulshoff, he was the head of education there, and also the trainer of the 2nd team, and he took me in, and I ended up there being for my education assistant for my stage, assistant of Dennis van Wijk in the 1st team. That's how I got my diploma. Yes.
Okay.
So yes, and after KVC Westerlo, I went to KV Mechelen. That's also a 1st division team in Belgium. KV Mechelen I had experience, Sint-Truiden, And during my period in Surtrade, I met my brother here.
Here? Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, because our both sons,
Yeah.
they played at the same team. Yes,
Okay.
Kyle and Leon was already in the first team, but Kyle and Dico were in the same team.
And
It
it's you
was
guys-
under 17, yeah, that period. Under 17 or under
16.
yeah, under 17. Under 17. Yes.
And is
under
that gang?
Yeah, Kersi
Okay.
gang.
But
Yes.
Dico
Under
has
17
just
or
come
under
to-
19.
No. Did Dico just come to
Gang when he was under 17. Before he was at, where was Dico? He was at OHL, Leuven. Before, yes. So that's how we met. And yeah, I invited him to my place. And yeah, and we found out that we have a lot of things in common, you know, and we are both totally football idiots.
Yeah.
I might even be more idiot than him, but sometimes I don't think so. So believe me, it's possible. It's possible. So, and then, yeah, because of the connection, he invited me to come to Jamaica. So I came to Jamaica, and
This was your first time?
that was my first time. That was in, when was it, Greg? In 2016 or 2017, yeah? 2017.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you know, my love for music is, of course, reggae, dance hall, also trance house. But
yesterday we're on the boat, right? So I'm trying to play. You know, I like cool music.
Yeah.
He's like, Kyle, run the dance hall.
Really?
I remember when I was here the first time, and he said he made this remark because the boys were having this dance hall music loudly, you know, and then I was also in the car, and then he said, "Oh, look at this, you know, the boys are doing this, and look at the coach also joining the boys with the dance hall." So, what I want to say actually is that I like the music, so I'm feeling here. If I only talk about the music, I feel like a fish in the water. So that was the music, but when I came, I was only busy with football, with training, you know. And in Europe, I have trained a lot of different cultures. For example, the boys from Eastern Europe, you know, they are real tough. They are fighters. They want to win, you know. And I found that same mentality in the Jamaicans. Yeah, they go when they want to do something, they go through the wall. And yes, I like that mentality, because with that mentality you can build. Actually, yes, for me it's amazing why all these qualified and qualities, why Jamaica is not, you know, in the level like Brazil, Holland, because they have the same skill. They might even have better skills. What I've seen. So I was really impressed. And then I thought, wow, I'm a tropical person. And so we came a few times. I came here. That's how we start building up, Greg and me, doing our things together. But we also, from time to time, we lost each other out of sight. But we always come back inside. So that's a little bit the history, how we met. Yes.
And so since then, what has your coaching been like since then? Because I know you've already traveled a bit. Also in the Caribbean, you coached in another team in the Caribbean. What was it like after that meeting with Kirk?
Yes, when I coached here in Jamaica, I also had my job in Holland, you know, because it was just period that I came here.
But five times
I came, maybe 6, I don't know for sure, because I came also with Dico.
Development with Kemar Reed and all of the players, Shushan,
the other generation,
first generation, Ricardo Martin, all of those guys.
And those guys triggered me, you know. Okay, now I see the next generations. I had the same impressed feeling, you know.
I see.
So, but when I was training or coaching at FC Antwerp, then I had this opportunity with a football academy on the Cayman Islands from also a good friend of mine now, Virgil Seymour. And I went there, and the president of the football federation, he liked the way I did it, my style, and then he gave me the opportunity to coach the national team, to prepare them, because they had 4 year no national team in that period. I had a few weeks to prepare them, to coach them against the game against Jamaica in Jamaica.
That was when in Mobay, when you came.
So that was quite an experience.
That was Kingston, yeah?
That was in Kingston.
Oh, I thought the
Not
name
the
was
under 23s, the senior team.
the senior team. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
was the
Okay.
senior
Oh, no,
team.
sorry. They played Suriname in Mobay. Sorry, in Nations League.
Yeah, but that was not so long ago.
That was not so long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking now about 2018.
Okay.
When it first started with the Nations League.
Nice.
Yes, we lost 4-0, but I was sad, and the Secretary General came to me, Joey, we did a good job. They should have beaten us 20-0. and for me it was, I always want to win, even though it's maybe impossible to win, but I always want to win, and that's my mentality as well. And that's how I also got the experience to coach national team. Yes, and actually yesterday we met Damien Lowe.
Oh, he was
Akka.
here?
We were talking about that game, because in that game, even because Jamaica didn't do well, they really should have beaten us 20-0.
Yeah.
But in that game, when we got a counter-attack in the second half, even the Jamaican crowd started for us, so because they felt how we could. I trained them to build to play in a block, so it was really difficult. I know the first minute, wow, Jamaica made a terrific goal. Tack, 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 bam. So I thought, every minute we're gonna get a goal. So I started coaching, keep the block.
Yeah.
And then after 34 minutes, they made the second goal. So they were starting to complain with each other. How is this possible? And in the second half, also 2 goals against. So we lost 4-0. And
for Cayman Islands, who never had a national program
for 4 years. Yeah. So I must say we did very good.
Wow. So wow, that's it's a long coaching career so far. So it's been like since that first appointment, was what, 20 years or more, or a little less?
Yes, I think maybe 25 or 30 years even. Yes, I'm 53 now.
Can you share this video we just sent you?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Just pull it up. Oh, I see Jordy's here as well. I think also I want to we'll do the official introduction, and then we'll bring on Jordy. So Jordy, if you can hang tight, we'll bring you in 1 quick second.
We have some videos of the combine that would be good too to share with them.
Okay. I'm gonna have to. Okay, while I set this up, I think what we can do, I'll get this up. We can.
Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was. I think what we'll do is first talk about the next appointment, which is relevant to Phoenix, I'm sure, and then I'll get this up ready, and then we'll get Jordy up. So, Coach, do you want to quickly introduce or what's next for Joey and what's planned?
Well, we have Joey and I have reached an agreement where Joey will now be the head of football education at the Phoenix All Stars Football Academy. A lot of what we need to incorporate are systems. Systems in development, systems in defense, and systems in attack. So one of the things we're and the technical as well. So one of the things we've done is bring in Joy for that purpose, and so we want to make it official. So, Mr. Joy,
Yes,
want to
Mr. Butler. Thank you also.
and have you on board now as Phoenix All Stars Football Academy, head of football education. So it's now in your hands.
Yes.
Yeah. And here's your
I
First.
appreciate it, and I feel
training
honored.
jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
And on the back, the big coach. Right? So
big coach.
yeah, so that's it. So for me, I'm really happy to pass that baton on to you and to get our football to a first world level, utilizing the systems that we've discussed
Yeah.
and your ideas um, to match with what we have in our raw material. So if you could share a little bit about that with,
Yes.
with everybody, I'd appreciate it.
Yes.
And also let's bring in Jordy at the
Sure.
same time so we can have Jordy speak a little bit about what he saw. Jordy is one of our partners. Yeah, Jordy Essen.
Yeah.
He's one of our partners. He's based in Canada and he has a lot of influence and work with the MLS teams. And we just brought down about 7 or so MLS teams down to Jamaica, their coaches and
Yeah.
scouts, and we wanted to just see what his feedback was, what his opinion was, and his experience at Phoenix. So
Yeah.
welcome and happy holidays.
Thank you, and to
King
you.
Jordy, I hope you're enjoying the warm sunshine in Canada right now.
Minus 12, and it's going up to
Wow.
a balmy -1 with freezing rain in about a half hour. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, but
So-
yeah, I one of the things I dearly miss is the heat there in Jamaica. So yeah, happy holidays to you guys, and congratulations, Joey, on the appointment. That's
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
I see you still have your nice tan though.
Yes, I've come home with this for sure, making everybody jealous.
And I heard Auntie Molly's Christmas cake was a hit.
It was delicious. Yeah, I stuffed it away upstairs in our bedroom, so it stays ours.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think of the experience here and the players? And give us your feedback.
I think the talent was exactly how I expected them to be. Of course, the academy came very well recommended. I think the story was fantastic. It was an easy story to get other big clubs, the MLS clubs, excited. As you know, we could have had, given more lead time, 10, 15 clubs here with the story and the talent, but probably worked out best the way it did. But yeah, the kids are hungry, as Joey was saying. They don't have that comfort zone that you even see at the MLS levels, where the younger players aren't supposed to really tackle the designated players, and everybody just goes at full speed and with full effort. So it impressed the scouts, it impressed the coaches that came. So that was good. It was good.
Great. It was great to have you, and it was great to hear the feedback from the coaches. And for me, I think that the build up with the games, the first to the last one, really was great. How it was dealt with, and how the players got selected and what the opportunities were for them. I was really happy with that. I think they had about 10 players, I think, Joy?
I think 10, 11.
10, 11 players that had interest and are getting opportunities now to go and cement their chances. So for me, it was great, and I really want to appreciate the effort you made, Jordy, on this. You show that you're a true top man, and when I call a man a top man, and you're a top man, yeah? So
Appreciate it.
yeah, we had a great time.
So, Jordy, what did you think about the overall experience of being here, going to the trainings, going to the matches? Was it what you expected, or were you completely surprised or shocked at the whole experience of it all?
No, I wouldn't say I was shocked at all. I think it as Craig indicated, the boys got stronger as the games went on. I think we all agreed, including the coaches, that they peaked in the third game, so it left everybody really, really excited. I think what probably exceeded expectations of the coaches, they were all so impressed with the talent, but they were also, really appreciative of the hospitality. It was kind of funny going back to the hotel with them, and a few of them were saying, "Wow, a regular combine for us is like go to a game and then go back to the hotel and catch a pizza or a coffee or something." But just the overall experience for them really was special, between the talent and what ended up being a great camaraderie. It was really, I think, exceeded expectations for everybody.
Yeah. And Jordan, we talked before the combine, when you were on one of our last lives, about how the U.S. is another avenue. U.S. and Canada is another avenue for some of the kids here and some of the kids in Jamaica. And did the coaches, when they were here, or the scouts and the coaches when they were here, what was their thoughts on some of these kids? Do they feel like, obviously they were really, going after a lot of the players already, but were they seeing these players as quality for the U.S., or were they trying to get them before they potentially go somewhere else?
Well, one of the reasons, I mean, when we first started talking about this showcase idea, the idea was opportunity, but what I tried to do was target clubs with the mentality of develop and sell on. And as I mentioned, I think in our first chat, the under 22 and under 23 initiatives of the MLS speak to that, but not all of the clubs are necessarily savvy or have that ambition. So the goal is to get clubs that have that initiative, and then we could nurse it along. And I think in the final day, the meetings with the clubs showed that they were all on board with that. Nobody wants to keep a player past when they really should be at a club. And if their ambition is to move on, then that's where the club should help the player go, and in the process, do business. So I think in that regard, everybody that was in attendance had that mentality and showed it at the final meeting. So, of course, now it's at the point where we have to execute getting them over, and the hard work is just beginning now. The boys got to go on the ground and do their thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited. I'm really happy about the opportunity. The last game was against Waterhouse. They were the second place team that went to the finals, and they only barely lost the Cavaliers, I believe, on penalties. Yeah.
Yeah.
With I think 10 men. Yeah.
Yeah, Waterhouse had 10 men.
Had 10 men.
And they came back and
scored.
They
came back and scored. So to go and beat Waterhouse by 4-2 really showed the quality that's in the academy, the depth that's in the academy, and the opportunities. So I'm looking to get this group out, also to look at getting out some of our other top players like Kemar Reed and the senior ones, Kyle and so on, and then building this next generation. So Joey coming in at this time is really good to get the next generation. The Mona High boys who did so exceptionally well, the Phoenix that would be here still, to be able to be prepared now, while the Zanders and the Busters and the Whispers, etc., move on to the next level. So I'm really excited about that. I want to thank you, Jordy, so much Did you get a chance to get that video that I just sent you?
The second one?
The second one.
Yeah. I can put that.
Can you play it? We want to play it for you, Jordy.
Oh my God.
Welcome to all the great scouts and coaches and talents.
How was it?
My older brother.
Yeah, how was it? How was the water?
Beautiful.
What about the water?
Lovely.
You did not go.
You did not go.
Better in Seattle right now.
Yeah? You like it here? How about you?
Usual.
Oh, okay, you.
Butler. Wicked.
And you not go.
There's a reason I live in Jamaica.
All right, Captain, it's your time.
Listen.
Jeez.
Yeah. Great video. Great time.
I don't remember that.
We missed you, Jordy. We missed you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought you were gonna get me with a fish in my mouth or something.
No. We have lots more.
Lots of that.
You're going to see them coming up. We have lots more.
Good.
But we also wanted to share this one for Joey. Joey meeting the players from
Marvin Fisher, top football player. Damian Lowe, Greg Butler, eigenaar van Phoenix. Only the other...
That's Akka.
Akka!
Yeah. He plays central midfield for Jamaica.
Recognize you, man. That's good, man. Niet herkend, Akka, de technische middenvelder. En yes.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Do it in Dutch, you know.
Oh, yeah.
For the Dutch, you have to promote.
Yeah. So we all had our fun. We all had a chance to also speak with all these guys, and I had a very good conversation with them about the systems and how we really should be playing, and they are excited about it and really motivated me. I'm going to give Paul Hall a call and see how we can help him. Just give him some ideas as to how we as Jamaicans can play. It was very encouraging to hear him say that, give Bailey the ball.
Yeah.
That is going to be part of his focus for the game, is to get the ball to Leon so Leon can be more creative. The key, though, I think that's important too, is not getting the ball to Leon from deep, where a long ball is concerned, where two people blocking him is going to make it more difficult. But getting a system in place where you can get the ball to the creative midfielder, and the midfielder then makes the defense splitting passes or give plays to feet or whatever with the players. So I think that just opens the door to someone recognizing a system, accepting a system, because at least he's now thinking about how can we win? What are our assets? How can we get the goals? How can we get across these people? So when you look at all the top teams in the world, when Messi was at Barcelona, they found the ball to Messi, but not every single pass.
Yeah.
So the pass would have to build up to get Messi in that position where he's dangerous, where he's an asset, versus going long. I don't think we've ever seen anybody in Barcelona kick the ball long to Messi, because it's not going to work. Tiki-taka until they get to him. The same with Arjen Robben at Bayern Munich and Cristiano Ronaldo, wherever in the world he went.
Yes.
Yeah. You always have your talisman players, and you have to use them. In the U.S. national team, Pulisic, Captain America, everybody has these things. So we have our Jamaican heroes, and we have our good top players that can deliver. And I mean, you have a guy like Mikel Antonio up front, Shamar Nicholson on the right, and a Leon Bailey on the left, and a Leon Bailey on the right, or whatever. You just need the creative midfielder who can find them.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully this next generation that we saw, they can play a big part.
Yeah,
Team.
big part.
Yeah.
Not this team. They wouldn't probably go into this team for this qualification, but for the next 4 years from now, Jordy, based off what you saw with a Whisper and Dante Duncan and a Duvey and the rest of them, Xander, Kyle, the whole of them. What do you think of the next 4 years with a Leon Bailey?
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Can you imagine that national team?
Big time. It's really, those guys get into the mix, team's going to be strong, real strong.
Yeah. I mean, some of these players, they were getting those coaches and scouts that you saw there in that video. During the day they want to speak with them. The scouts are crowding around trying to get them. And one player had to go through, one scout as soon as he was done, next one. Like it was, they were really trying to get these players, as soon as they could. So it's exciting to see what the future is. And Joey, what do you think? So far, you've been training this generation this crop for the week or so, right?
Yeah.
It was the first time introduced.
Future
So,
news.
what were your first impressions, and what do you think you have to bring to them to push them even more to get to that next level?
Yeah, what I've said before, this, what I'm impressed of is what I already said about their mentality, their speed, their technique. Actually, they are so grateful and qualified in technical things that, that's just to make those stronger points stronger. You should not forget those points. If you what I want to bring is a system, a tactical system, and that is where there's lack of in Jamaica. Also the national team, what I've seen before. I don't know for now, but before the coach who is coaching now had the team, I didn't see any tactics. Even with my Cayman boys, we had much more tactics.
Oh, you
could even see, if you would have been aside and you would not know the difference, and you would only have seen the warming up, you could have seen a big difference. So the tactical, what Greg just said about the system building up, from a good midfield, and then search for the top players on the wings. My strength is I have a combination style of the Dutch and the Belgium style. The Dutch style has always been very attackful. The Dutch school, they call it like that. They had always a system of we have to score one goal more. You understand?
Exactly.
Yes.
Which was my style.
Yes, that's Greg's style as well. It's also my style. Only I also like the Belgian style because they always try and start with an organization. Yeah, the Belgian thing we must not lose. The Dutch think we must win. It's a different in mentality, thinking we must win or we must not lose.
Yeah.
If you can make a system out of that, and that's what I'm doing, in ball position, a system, in ball loss, a system. In ball position, we must win, we must score. First thought, direct through the center. Then we go to the wings, and ball loss, back in a system, back in another system. Thinking about we must not lose, we must not get the goal against us, and constantly transition. So I think our goal also here is to be involved and help support. I want to support not only Phoenix, but Jamaica. When you remember when we were in St. Anne's, I haven't only seen in Kingston talent. I've seen a lot of talents in the country. We have to find those talents, build them up, and if we can do that together, working together with the national team, with the federation, what is wrong with that? We can have I think, put me there, you see what we will do on the World Cup.
That actually is a good segue to a question that we have. So iMaxit Football is asking Craig, when will you guys try to implement the Phoenix football education island-wide?
Well, we've been trying to do that. We've been doing that. We have partners across the island that we've been starting to show these things. One of the good things that we have now is that we are setting examples. We have the opportunity through Mona High School and what they were able to show in the Money Cup season of a system being played, that attacking style. And so a lot of people will join in. So, hey, let's bring on Dante a second. Come over here. Come say hi. Here's Dante.
Sit here?
No. He can just stoop down between us.
Oh yeah.
And he's a top man.
Hello.
Hey, Dante.
Yeah, Dante.
Special shout out too. He got hurt the day before the training or the matches.
The day before the
day
matches.
before, and he still
The
came
goalkeeper
on.
fell on his knee.
Yeah.
And he went into like some super recovery.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
It took 2
ice,
days.
hot water, ice, hot water.
Yeah, and shout out to Jordy who helped a lot too.
Thanks again, Jordy.
Jordy is a doctor. People
He's an
don't know
actual
that he's an agent, but he's also a doctor, and he was able to help with his leg right away and get Dante back to a position where he could show a little of what he could do.
Yeah.
Enough that Toronto FC liked it, liked it and wanted to bring you.
Warrior.
Warrior, eh? We are 15 and playing against the Waterhouse
Cavaliers.
and
The
Cavaliers,
Cavaliers,
the
yeah.
Premier League guys, and showing equality. It's great, really, and enough so that the scout from Toronto
Yeah. LRC.
was very interested in him. Made 2 offers, I guess. 2 he wanted to get you in.
Yeah.
One sat slightly not so well with me, but it could work because he could eventually come back, and it will teach the national team of Jamaica to value our players at Phoenix, which is, what are they?
So the 2 offers that I received from Toronto FC were that I could come in and play for the academy, and that I could play the national team for Canada under 17.
Great.
So that would be really good to
One
have
big
that
quality
opportunity.
of Dante is that, he's a player where if you look aside, you're gonna think, is he left or is he right? Understand? That's this is what we have to focus on, with these talents, because he can not only shoot with both feet, but also dribbling. And you have to work on that more. Strong ability of yours, and you must not. In a lot of coaches, they look at the weak things and build that up. It's good. You must do that, but don't forget the strong point. The strong point is where you're gonna make it. So this is a strong point. You have to build it more. Just take a free kick with that. Take a free kick with that. And it's very good. Doing a good job.
The combine was great for him. I think even coming off that injury and playing, I think that made a big impression. So, anything else you want to mention?
I just want to say best of luck to the other players that will also be going on trials, and hopefully they'll come into the live stream as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thanks, Dante. Appreciate it.
All right, then, see you later.
Dante, see you in Toronto.
I'll probably come up too. Make it a party. But that's just one player out of. How much is it? 11 players that. That's actually a big hole in the academy if all 11 go.
So how we're gonna fill
Yeah,
it
but
out?
it's very important. That's a very important point. The point is, Jordy said to me, one day you guys are gonna have an awesome team.
Yeah.
You can win the Premier League easy. No, I don't want to have an awesome team to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
I want them to go, move on, build the next generation up to where they were, and have them go again and move on, so that our national team will be powerful and strong, and we'll have a continuous flow of top young talents coming in.
Yeah, so you want them to go. That's and I think from what you saw out of them this week, Craig, did they really want it? You could tell on the pitch.
Of course, they want it.
Yeah, they were playing as best they could. Jordy, do you want to mention anything else at all about how the players did, or what you think the future holds for some of these players?
Yeah, I think that to echo what Craig said, I think it's important too that the kids that there is progression, because even in the top leagues, you see one top player get traded. What it actually does is it opens the door for other players to bloom, and that are sometimes stunted by the top end players. So it's important to have that progression. And after I remember saying to Craig, I said to Craig, I think just before the day we played against the kids, I said, why don't we have a player coach agent friendly game? And Craig said, yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it with the under 15s. And I just kind of went to myself, with the under 15s, I had in my mind, okay, we'll be playing against IO and ISCO and just a friendly game. And then we went on the field with the under 15s. And those kids ran circles around us. It's just a testament that you have to have that progression. There's kids that are sitting there waiting, and I think the other thing that we could look at that we discussed is trying to get the younger players across for training opportunities. In the meantime, and make sure that they're on watch lists for when they turn 18 for some of these MLS Next academies and such. But yeah, I think that the future is bright. I also think that the best way to boost a national team, and this is tried and tested in every up and coming football nation. Canada is a great example. Is that the national team is boosted when you have players that go out of the country and play. It's just the way it is. And these kids have that opportunity, and it will put them on the map for the national team, back on the map for the national team. And that's what, in the end, boosts the country's national program. It's to have these players go abroad and play professionally.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, some of the even the scouts said they can't wait for next year, right? They all want to come back again. So how are you looking at the future of this type of event or training session? Is it you see this as becoming just bigger and bigger now, from what we have this year as sort of the first time to what we can see next year and years to come?
I'd love to do this biannually if we could. I think with the resources that we have and the interest, if we could do this biannually, it would be great. If and when the talent's there and everybody's they're ready to be showcased, I'll get the teams and we'll do it again. I think it's important. It was always, again, when we first talked about this, it was always an easier thing to get teams over than to get visas and try and maneuver a vast country like the United States for trials. So
of course,
I think we should do this again and again and again, and bring in clubs from other places as well outside of North America.
If you do it like this, Jordi, if you do it like this, you will see that talent will rise because you create great opportunities. They will rise because they will come awake. They will see, some talents we have, they have very difficult backgrounds. They don't have it easy. So what I like in this whole project is that it's also an idealistic thing. I get a good feeling here in doing these things because you create opportunities for players who are in very tough situation.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's a great job of doing that.
Yeah, it is.
And then you make it a sort of long-term thing. What's going on? So
the true football factory. And I think once when it comes, 4 or 5 other MLS teams that I spoke to that couldn't make it down, once they speak to the other clubs for references and see the kids that are going across, it's a no-brainer. It's the true football factory, and it's win-win. The kids, kids are getting the opportunity.
And it's just great. I mean, just opening up these doors, knowing that we can take the steps, put them in the showcase in the MLS for a year or 2, and then move them on. Therefore, it's just good for them. Good all around.
Of course, and I think, like Joey talked about before, the North American market is becoming such more of a hotbed of talent. I mean, one guy from Dallas just got sold for, was it 10 million? Pepe he just got sold from Dallas, I think, to Wolfsburg.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, Ricardo Pepe. He got signed. I think he's 18 or 19, and he's going over in January to Wolfsburg for about 10 million US dollars. So more and more of these talents are coming out of America and being sold to big clubs in Europe, and then from there they're going even further. So and plus, I think the World Cup coming 26. North America is going to be the next powerhouse of football, in my opinion. And I think we're going to see more and more of these type of players develop. So the sooner we get these kids in as young as we can, I mean, they're going to develop even more. And maybe even by the time 26 rolls around, like you mentioned, they could even be giving in a little bit of time into the national team, even as young as 19 or 20. So it's exciting to see what develops, out of North America now, and especially with this new pro league that's coming out, or the next pro league with the MLS academies. It just creates even more teams and more opportunities for young kids. And at the end of the day, you're helping the kids, like you said, Joey, too. Like some of the kids who don't have much, go, and now they're able to provide for the family even as little as they can in these academies. So
with as a result that Jamaica as a national football will put itself also on the international landscape, because they will, Jamaica will get benefits out of the whole process, the building of the talents who are now raw diamonds, and we sharp them, we make them shining diamonds. So in general, I see only benefits. But what do you think about what you just said you said also about the development of the North American market? If you compare it with Europe, what do you think about it? Do you think Europe is going a little bit down, or
I don't think
will they catch it up?
I think Europe is hitting a plateau. Right, where in a sense where they can't shoot up to players worth 200 million euros as fast. They might get there, but I think North America has a faster and more easily attainable hill to climb. While Europe is hitting that kind of plateau of players and development, things like that, North America can still have the time to catch up to Europe, and that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I think North America can catch up to Europe faster than Europe can exponentially grow again. Mm-hmm. So that's my opinion. I think you see that, especially you look at what MLS was 15 years ago, which was just a retirement league. That's what everyone called it, right? You go there, to retire.
I don't think that Europe will ever stop being the mecca of football.
Of course, I agree.
That's where the big money is.
Yeah.
What I think has happened is that America is starting to see football as a business, not just only in tickets and merchandising, but also in the sale of players.
Yeah.
The transfer of players. And I think that's where we would fit in. That's why we would consider the MLS.
Yeah.
Because it's not the end for our players. We don't want it to be the end. It might be the end later on. They build, they go to a club in the MLS, play 2 years, move to a bigger club in Europe, move to a bigger club, top, like how Leon is making the moves.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, if they want to come back and be a marquee player, they can. That's how I see it. And throughout the whole process, people will make money.
I agree.
So let us see who else is on.
No one right now. It's just Jerry, because he had to put his camera on. He's not there anymore.
Yeah. Duby is trying to join as well.
I know Joey will have to leave soon.
Yes, I just got a message from administration.
My flight.
I got a message from administration that Joey needs to leave now to catch his flight, or he'll miss his flight again. So administration just sent a message to my phone. I'll read it. The head of administration just said Joey needs to go to the airport now. All right, so I guess we have to allow you to leave soon, Joey. Okay. We want to bring on. Can you bring up that image that I sent you earlier, which is something that's very important to me, and I think to Jamaica, to all our people. We want to know that no matter what happens, family is everything. And at the end of the day, family comes first. Yeah. Um, so we are here. This picture is very, very special. Um, it has the return of the two people with the phoenix over their heart. That's Kyle and myself. We've had some difficulties in the past with some of the choices he has made, which has affected, which was affected by what Tapa did in removing him as the captain of the under 23. It really did a lot of damage to him. And he has returned to his football. He's committed back to the game, and he has started to really, really make a big effort. And Jordy, he wasn't fully fit, of course. Only playing for 3 months, 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And then going into these games, we made up a special effort to get him into the games. He played maybe 20, 30 minutes at the beginning. And a lot should be said to the midfielders at Phoenix who made the effort for the Pioneer to restart and kickstart his career. A lot of big effort and sacrifices were made by Xander Bicknell and also Isco and Ayo, who are normally our starting midfielders to let the pioneer and founder of Phoenix come back and show what he still has in him and what he can do. It's really a great thing because it secured him an opportunity to restart his career in the MLS, and so he will be going in January. Don't want to say which team, but he'll definitely be going in January to join them there, and we're working on his fitness. We want to get Duvy, Joey back as quickly as possible to help those guys, and it was really great to have them. So I think Kyle is online now. Let's see if he's there.
Duvy
is there.
Duvy. He needs to connect his.
Duvy, you need to connect your devices.
Yeah, Duvy, connect your camera.
He says the device, the camera not working. Yeah, so
but Joey,
let's see.
Who will be taking you, Joey? Who will be taking?
Who's taking Joy to the airport?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see.
You're still here. Yeah? You have to
stay here. Yeah, let Nico take you.
So then let me say goodbye now.
That's necessary, yeah. Because we don't want. I know Craig might want you to, but I know you don't want to.
No, but we have 33 minutes. Let's take 7 minutes. If you leave at 5:30, you'll get there at 6.
It's already 5:30.
5:40.
Yeah. So if you can come up, you'll get there at 6. So we need to. So Kyle can also tell you goodbye. You and Kyle are close already. But you have all this stuff ready?
Yes.
All right. Your bags are packed and everything?
I need to do only one thing to back in.
All right. So why don't you go do that? And then when he comes, you just come say bye.
Yes. Okay. Let me do that. So see you soon. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Joey.
Jordi, yes, I would like to be back and thank you, man. See you soon.
Thank you.
Yes.
Safe travels.
It's for me an honor, Jordi.
Likewise.
I'm happy to join everybody here. Yes.
Yeah,
all right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Joey. Yeah, I'm over here. So we're going to have Dooley come on soon. Maybe in the meantime, if anybody has any other questions, we can look to answer. We got a lot of Merry Christmases. So Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy Holidays. Like I mentioned, we're going to have a lot more of the content to come up. We actually have it already here. I can pull some of it up from the combine. Yeah, we can take a look. We can look at some of the pictures.
Yeah.
Waterhouse. Let's look at some Cavalier. So these ones, this is right now, we're still organizing it all. There's Kyle coming back. I think Kyle needs to, again, turn on the camera. So this is some of the photos, like I mentioned, we are still filtering through it because there's a lot of photos, but we're going to look at a few of them. Okay, So these are just some of the photos I can mention. We had some official referees there as well that came to play. Is that Nico flying in goal?
That's Nico, Chief of Security.
Chief of Security flying in goal. Oh, and he caught the ball too. This is the game against Cavalier. So here's Coach and Rudolph Speed. Probably doing some heated words as always whenever you guys play.
Always, yeah.
Here's some. Oh, I see Kyle. You want to get him on now or look for a few more?
I got a few more.
So it says that actually the scouts were really impressed with the game against Cavalier. You know, Cavalier was Premier League champions, like everybody knows, and you can tell that they were prepared, they were ready compared to the first match we had, and it was a really great match. The scouts were really entertained by this match.
Let's go to the next one.
Next game.
Yeah.
Let me put.
Do you have any other goals or no?
Like I said, there's like 500 videos we have to.
Okay, we'll get it up eventually.
Well, we're going to, like I said, we're filtering them all right now, and we're going to get them all up. So in the meantime, we're going to welcome Kyle. Hey, Kyle, can you hear us?
Yeah, man. Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, Kyle. Good. How are you feeling? How was your Christmas?
I had a good Christmas. I'm really tired. I'm back to work tomorrow with the guy to get ready to leave. So, how was your Christmas?
It was good. I missed it here because I was with my family and stayed up late. But I'm gonna try my best to come for New Year's if you guys are doing something for New Year's.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordy, here's something funny. I planned. I confirmed for maybe about 10 people for Christmas. I was cooking for about 45 people. And at the end of the night, at least 50 people came through the house.
Jesus.
At least. Before you know it, Duvey and his crew, Duvey and Puddy and everybody was here at the usual. So I always cook the night before. I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning. Really good to have everybody back, and it's good to see Kyle taking on his football again and taking it seriously and making a serious effort with it. So what did you think, Jordy, of what you saw with Kyle, apart from his being an unfit?
Well, there's a degree of elegance, Kyle. You can tell your experience right from the first game, an assuredness, and you see that with players that have, ballers that have played. You get the ball and your head's up, your first touch is into space. It's a positive touch. You don't look like you have to rush just because of the experience. So well done. Just, work on the fitness as you know. And
so how did it feel like after, like we said, you've only been training for 3 weeks? Like, did it take some time to get back to, your usual self, or are you still sort of trying to get there?
I'm still trying to get there physically, but my dad told me as well that if he will never leave me as long as I'm living the talent-wise. So I had a lot of experience in Europe that I still remember, and I still try to give it to the players even when I'm a bit unfit. But I'm just focused on working on my fitness to get to the level that I know I can play at, because that wasn't even 20% of my ability, if I was.
Yeah.
I'm honest.
I was going to ask, actually.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
His game is so built around mobility, vision, movement, and technique.
Yeah.
That if he's not fit, he's going to kill himself. Because he's just running. His shooting, everything is all one. So it was good to see him, and really good to have him back on the pitch, Kyle, and good to have him back home. The family missed you.
It felt like home, I must say that. And
wow. So what's next for you, Kyle? I know that there was an offer coming up. Are you just going to be working the next few weeks or month just to get back into that fitness and how far do you think you are from that 100%, physically wise?
I think within a month I should be there. 100%. I got a program, and as I tell you, I know what it takes to get to my peak fitness. So, my nutrition, my times of day I'll be training, the types of trainings, how many sprints I do a day, stuff like that will be now monitored. So, I know what it takes to get to my peak fitness. So I'm gonna do that starting tomorrow. With Craig, and then in the gym and ready. So it can be a whole turn in lifestyle change until I leave. There was an offer or an opportunity for me, I would say, and I'm gonna grab it with two hands. So
That's good. What is the biggest difference playing with this generation of Phoenix compared to the first one coming up, which obviously you were the centerpiece of?
Yeah, I would say that this generation of Phoenix they got the knowledge and better training and better coaches, because we didn't have the knowledge back then. We only had, what we learned here in Jamaica, and Craig did obviously his research and could have imparted some knowledge on us, but getting the opportunity to go overseas early at age of 12, 13 and learning and, learning different cultures, different styles of play was good for us, so that we came back and taught them the skill sets, taught them, different styles of play, the 4-3-3, stuff like that. So like this generation is more advanced than the older generation, I would say, at this age. So it would be easier for this generation to just pop up in a team because they're training it already out here and they're playing it every day. So
that's something you always say. It's what the first generation came back and taught.
First generations were guinea pigs. They went back, they learned everything, and they came back and taught it to the academy. And now the academy is just raw material. So, the quality is there. I think the fight, Kyle, Leon, and Kevin had something special about them when they were younger. There's no crying in Kyle, Leon, and Kevin when they were younger. They would just go, whatever we get to eat, we eat. If we have to steal corns from the Austrians' farms on the way home, we pick a corn and we eat. That's what we eat. We survive. This generation, they're fighters too, but they never got that fight. So I think that we have a far way to go. I think that the youngest generation, the one that killed Jordy and his friends, those guys, Little Ted and Sean and Skyle and them, and they went.
But I was on the field too.
Yeah, and you got killed.
No, I told so I got put in goal, and then after I saw what Dante did with the ball and he shoots it like a rocket, I was like, listen, if you shoot it, I'm just moving. I'm not. I'm done.
And then I ended up playing 3/4 of my game was just trying to chase them and to kick them, and I couldn't get them to kick them, because they were just waiting until we came, then they passed it around. It was just embarrassing,
You were our Sergio Ramos.
Yeah.
No, but it's great to see. I mean, so that means the third generation's already ahead of the second generation. It's crazy.
Kyle, what do you think about the Manning Cup games that you saw Mona play, compared to what we used to play?
I felt like, what you mean? What we used to play? Like who? What are you talking about? Like you?
No, not when you used to play. It's about Manning Cup, about how the Mona team's systems, what it looked like compared to how.
Well, the games in the Manning Cup, I would say, was easy to analyze. All the teams play the same style of play, which is long ball, and you had them about one ball out the pitch that can kick it. Mona at least tried to play most of the time. The games that I saw, tried to have an actual system. And these are very young kids, so that's the difference with Mona and the other teams. They actually have a style of play and a game plan. The other teams are just 11 players on the pitch, kicking long, running, shooting. Not much more than that, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So I think that we need a system that the whole island can use as a basis, and if the coaches want to tweak it a little bit for them for their own, but the focus on winning is too much at that young age, where we're forgetting the development part of the game.
Yeah.
And that was the difference when I was in Europe. The goal at 15, 16 wasn't necessarily to win, it was really for us to practice the good habits and learn until we reach the age where we're fully competing for something. It was always competitive, but it was always a learning process. And the clubs wouldn't change their philosophy just to win a special game, for example. No.
And Jordy, unfortunately, you only saw the second half of a Mona match, and it wasn't the best half. But I mean, they played with 9 men and almost scored 2 or 3 goals. But what was your take on that team?
Yeah, it was just a snippet. So it's really hard to say how to fairly analyze. I think that with 2 men down, with the pressure that they were able to maintain to try and get that winning goal, it was impressive. They showed a lot of heart. It seemed like the midfield was pretty stacked, pretty congested by the opponents. So they seemed to win most of the second balls, and with a 2-man advantage, that happens sometimes naturally. But again, Mona did well to try and push for that all-important goal. It just fell short, unfortunately.
Yeah, and now the season isn't really over yet. We have the Walker Cup coming up January 5th. I don't know if you saw the schedule, but January 5th is the first match against.
Is it the 5th or the 18th?
I think it's the 5th. I think I saw the 5th against Kingston Technical. I'll confirm. We'll confirm. Anybody in the comments can confirm. You can let us know. But I think realistically, the Walker Cup with who's in there. I mean, we already beat St. Catherine once. They're in there already. We drew with them once. Kingston Technical, I know aren't the.
How much did we beat St. Catherine the second game?
2-0, I think. 2-0 to confirm. But yeah, we have Kingston Technical, St. Catherine, and then there's one more team I can't remember off the top of my head. That's also
Excelsior.
Oh yes, in Excelsior. So too bad, Jordy, you were not coming back down. You can use that as an excuse to come down and watch. But
January what?
Yeah, January 5th next week. Is it next week? It's very soon. But yeah, we have that to look forward to. We'll definitely do more coverage of that as well, like we're doing. And everyone is completely shocked. What do you think about the reception so far? Everyone is saying Mona is on everyone's mind right now because of what you've done.
It's not what I've done, is what the team has done. The principal is very committed. All the coaches, from Mr. Richards all the way through everybody, yourself, the social media side, building the confidence of the players, implementing a system, the administration, Shelley, Nicola, the whole of them that actually put in the work. I will always give credit where credit is due. One of the important things that we did was, when it was time for the coach to coach, you need to respect the decisions of the coach, and they did that for the most part. We have gone to another level in terms of what we want to be, and what we want to be is a beacon, an example for what they should do, and to take Mona from this is the furthest Mona has ever reached.
Yeah.
To take them this far in less than 1 year says a lot, and we just need to continue. Hopefully the rest of the schools that are there that get them the majority of the resources will also try to implement a system rather than just having coaches that coach boom ball.
Yeah.
Because boom ball really doesn't work. I'm truly happy to have Kyle back in the fold.
Yeah.
What he brings to the team. Happy that he's going to take this opportunity. Happy that the opportunity God gave us came in, and he earned it too. I mean, the guy got a calf strain, a groin injury,
Yeah.
and still pressed on and was good enough to impress enough that the guy can see that the coach can see that he has something special, and an opportunity for the coach also to make some money when he moves on. So for his team. So for me, I'm excited about this. You guys, all of you know the challenges that families can go through, and we had ours, and it was a public one, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, family come first. I love all my boys, every single one of them, and I want all of them to be successful, and I'll never give up on anyone. And one of the things I'm proud of Kyle is that he's man enough to come home, because this is what comes first, your family. After I'm gone, we have Casey, we have next generations, we have little Leonidas, and we have Titus, Travis, little son, Travis Jr. And we have all of them to make sure that they also get ahead. And it's just great when you can build a family and watch that family expand. We have Jordan now over in Toronto, that we know that when Dante goes there, he'll be safe. We have Joey that is from Holland, and he's coming and bringing his
whole family.
His whole family is coming. So it's huge. And to think about it, Casey is the youngest coach in the history of the Manny Cup.
Yeah.
She's Mona's assistant coach. Yeah, in the history at 15. Yeah. So can you imagine what? Yeah, she's just 15.
I thought she was 14.
No, she turned 15 in September last year. Now, just imagine what this year, sorry. Just imagine what she will be like at 25 years old as a manager, growing up with Kyle and Leon and going everywhere and seeing everything and understanding everything, practicing with Jordy and those guys, saying hi, hello, thank you, learning to give speeches, learning to be a leader with the team. It's awesome, Ready?
Oh, your passport.
Nico's gonna take you?
I don't know.
All right. Can you call Nico?
Okay.
Hey, Joey, want to come say bye real quick?
Yes.
Everybody?
The boy's on,
Yes?
Yeah.
Got this one? Kyle.
Hey, Joey.
Yes, I want to say a quick goodbye because I'm running late.
Late.
I must
When you
catch
coming
this
back?
flight. Yes, when I'm coming back, I think, beginning of January. I will discuss it with Greg because I have something to finish back there.
Okay.
Also with Iko. And then I'm happy to come back, man. Then we're gonna work, man.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I heard Kyle, you can only take one Joey session a week. That's it.
You're gonna hate me, Kyle, but you're gonna love me when you are there,
Hey,
believe me.
Was that all right? Watch him face drop now. We're also gonna bring Jerome Wade for you here.
Good, man. I saw Jerry the other day, actually.
I know Jerry. Jerry is
Tell me Merry Christmas.
Yeah, he always is good that way. Jerome is probably the best physical trainer in the country.
That's good. Yeah.
Jerome won the Premier League, I think, like for 2 or 3 years in a row on fitness only. Only fitness.
Good.
Just run players,
Yeah.
I remember we used to train with him down at Arnett Gardens when he was the coach down there. And Phoenix and Arnett used to train alongside each other. We just need to see it close.
Yes. But excuse me, because I know actually you prefer I stay now. But I really need to go.
Yes, need to go.
Yes.
Check.
Goodbye, everybody, and we'll see each other soon. Yeah.
Later, Joey. Safe trip.
Joey.
Sorry, Kyle.
I said safe trip, man. Let me know when you're there.
You.
And bring Deco when you're coming back.
Yes, I hope he can, but actually I hope that he has a club. So that's also one of my concerns, but that will be all right. If not, I'll take him.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Okay.
Hi,
Yes.
Joey.
And going to happy your grandfather, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
All right, Joey.
Yes.
See you soon.
Yes, man.
All right.
You.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Get out. Get out. Yes. Sure about
That's
this.
it. Don't miss the flight.
No, sure not.
Ask Nico if you can carry the Hummer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, just ask him if he can carry the Hummer. I think he has it now. So look here.
Which one is this one?
The Hummer, that's
The
the
Hummer.
Hummer, the red one.
Where is Nico?
He's outside playing with the bikes. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, Joey. We have Coach Shane.
Let's bring him on.
Let's bring Coach Shane on.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, Coach, can you hear us? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Fix your mute button.
Yeah,
There
even
we
guys.
All right, now we're hearing you.
I believe it.
Hi, Coach.
Good evening.
So this is Marcus. This is my oldest. He just turned 14 the other day, and
Yeah,
I'm coach. Mona might be an option for him soon, you know.
Yeah, man, just send him down.
Yeah, the
Tell
dream
him
is
before he
always
turns 15, because the rules say if he turns 16, he can't play. So you have to
Yeah,
abide by the rules. So send him early.
yeah, the dream is always for him to at least play Manning Cup or D Cup, something in Jamaica, you know. So,
Come on, bring him, come, man.
anyways, Kyle.
Yeah,
man,
man, we're going.
So I'm a fan from far, you know. I'm
Man,
a fan.
blessings.
I'm a fan via your dad, and the last I saw you put a picture on Instagram teasing people, and I saw that. I smile, I smile because I said, man. And then I start seeing snippets of your dad, little pictures here and there. I didn't want to ask if those was recent, you know. And man, I'm excited that you're back in the fold, man. I'm excited you're back in the fold. I just want you to know that I've been low key. I've been hoping that something like this would happen. Stuff happens. You go through difficult moments, but at the end of the day, like Craig said, you know where home is, man. You have too much football in you.
True.
So but again, it's a part of the journey, There's different ways to get where you want to go, So hopefully we can look back at this and just smile and say, man. But above everything, man, I'm excited to see that you're back. You're talented musically. Don't get me wrong, because I love your music, and yeah, man. But you're a footballer, man.
That's true. That's in my blood, bro.
Yeah, man. So well done, man. Well done.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Only maybe your dad is more happier than I am, but well done. Because I have a son that played the game too.
Yeah.
I understand the challenges. The father-son relationship. And I put myself in his shoes and your shoes, and that's why I was more than happy to have him on to listen to these things because they're important. But I'm excited to see that you put the boots back on. All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop. One thing I've said to him from when he was young, I would never give up on him.
Yeah, man.
No matter what. No matter what. And that's what fatherhood is about. That's what love is about. It's not about, Phoenix has a motto. And it says, Phoenix leaves no man behind. It doesn't mean you don't leave them behind when they're good. It doesn't mean you don't leave them behind when you agree on everything. You agree on everything only, but you don't leave them behind, period. You keep trying, you keep finding a way. And I think from this example, Kyle will be able to be even a better father than I was. And that's what it's about. It's about nation building, it's about family. And everybody, Shane, everybody is not perfect. I'm not perfect. Kyle not perfect. You not perfect. Your son not perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Only Jordy is perfect. So we are.
So anywhere he is in the States, man, I'm only a phone call or a flight away. If you need anything, I'm very mobile. I'm set up good where I'm at. If you need anything, anywhere you are, just your dad know how to get in touch with me.
Cool.
And by extension of me, there's other good people all across the country that we know that will make sure that you're good. So just know that you have a lot of good people via your dad. I'll make sure that you're good to go. And don't be afraid to use those resources, We're here for you.
All right, man. Appreciate it again.
No worries.
Yeah, so Shane, you've been following the Manning Cup season this year?
Yes. I saw your game against Wolmer's because there's a guy that played for Wolmer's, the left back, but he came to play nationals with us in July named Malachi. So I that's one of the games I watched it several times, and that's an impressive win. Wolmer's is a powerhouse. So for Mona to kind of come on the scene, like Craig said, there's a lot of teams there where they have past students all over the world, and they're pumping their resources behind their schools, So it's a challenge, but I think you guys dealt with it, pretty well with the resources that you have, because at the end of the day, a Kingston College or a JC or a Wolmer's, they're still the pick of the litter. They can get whoever they want,
But the good thing about it is we have players leaving JC and leaving KC and asking to come to Mona now.
Well, they're smart.
Because one of the things that I've said to people, right, is they're putting this thing in ISA, in the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup, where if a player comes from another school, you have to sit out a year. That's only in Jamaica that they have these things, If a player comes from Jamaica to high school in the US, how long does it take for him to play?
Right, from one high school to the next?
Yeah, if he comes from Jamaica to the US.
Oh, he play right away.
And from one high school to the next?
Just play right away.
Yeah, because it's about playing. It's about development.
It's not a professional.
It's not like college. They'll say the traditional schools, like the JC or the Wolmer's or whatever, players tend to want to go there, so they go out and they recruit.
Yep.
Now, so they put this thing in place that says that the players should not be able to play if you leave, you have to stay 1 year in the school, which really is a deterrent, because if a kid is in his last year of football, right?
Yeah.
If his last year of football and he wants to go to Jamaica College to play, then he having to sit out a year, he wouldn't be able to go. My question is, do you keep people in your program by force, or do you make your program inviting and attractive enough to your players that they don't want to leave you? Now in 1 year, we have players wanting to come from everywhere. We have players coming from the States, coming from Germany, because we've created an opportunity for them to see quality, to get quality training, to get quality opportunities, to get good teaching, get good support, good guidance. So now where Mona used to be a school that players like Marvin Morgan, Decoy Williams, Kemal Malcolm, all of them went to Mona. Yeah, they were at Mona. I when Kyle was young, I was the coach at Mona, like 15 years ago. And Marvin Morgan, I made him play Manning Cup at about 13.
Wow.
Next thing, and he left. The same happened with our goalkeeper, things like that. But now the players are wanting to leave from those schools to come to Mona. The problem I have is every other school should try to make their package at their school better, their coaching better, their professionalism in how they deal with their players better. the opportunities they create better, so that the players won't want to leave. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
So when we talk about winning, winning a Manning Cup or the Costa Cup, Olivia Shield is, that's a big thing. That's our version of winning an EPL or a La Liga and the Champions League. So there's so much emphasis on winning. Like I heard you guys said earlier, there's no football really playing. You have a one or two standout player. You try to find him. That's it. There's no football playing, and at the end of the day, that doesn't take you far. I mean, you win a few games, you win a few championships, but developmentally, it's not good for the overall, outlook for the country and even high school football.
It's facts, and I'm going to add to that. There's a lot of superstar Manning Cup standouts that I see now on the road with them friends smoking weed and drinking rum. So after, there's no plan for the players after Manning Cup. So after all of that emphasis on winning, and you have this Manning Cup accolade to your name, you win Manning Cup. Yeah. They're still on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the purpose? You should have a team to that, get them out as soon as they're ready.
Yeah.
So that goes back to, again, there's a lot of guys, in the States, in Canada, in England, they're doing well. They're former past students. They invest an enormous amount of resources into those schools. I went to Clarendon College. I played at Clarendon College. I understand that. I tried to be a help to them anytime. But I know I have an uncle that went to Kingston College. He has unlimited resources. And it takes them nothing to pay 5 kids' school fee on full scholarships. So I think some of those guys need to you don't want to take them out of the game, but you want to regulate some of those things, because they're treating it like it's a professional sport.
Yeah, I think what Kyle said is important, and what Phoenix and Mona is doing is actually what he is trying to work against that, where after these schools win something or they're done with the season or the player graduates, the coaches don't stay with that player. They're gone, right? I think
right now, to be brutally honest, I have a player called Donhue Mitchell who would be playing next year. And if he was allowed to play this year, there's no way Mona would lose a match. He's the best center back in the entire country at the youth level. And I'm sending him away. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone as quickly as possible. If he doesn't go to the MLS, he will go to England to Brookhouse so they can get the exposure to play with the big clubs. No.
Where did he transfer from?
He transferred from Papine, but it was about 2 years ago. He's been with me at Phoenix for the last 6 years, but he was developed here. And so, one of the things we want to do is to ensure that they get the opportunity. But he transferred from Papine. Whenever you watch the games, just look at our center, the cool, calm, big one, one of the teams in the MLS liked him as well, very much. Right, Jordy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's actually online commenting right now. Donhue Mitchell,
The Mona team, you have a decent spread in age, right?
Yeah, man. We have two attacking midfielders, Tom and Tiger. 14 and 13 came on. One got an assist, one scored already. And they could have almost scored again. They were killers. But for me, I want to play them. They must play. So whether I'm going to win or lose, I'm going to play them. And the rest of the team knows that, so they need to get some goals in.
Mm-hmm.
But that last 20 minutes, the young guns coming on so that they can be ready for the next level, But we should look at wrapping up this show. It's really great to have everybody on. I know Jordy wants to go and watch his Man United game. What time does it start, Jordy?
No, long over.
The game over, man.
Sorry, man.
You didn't get to watch any of it?
I watched the beginning of it.
Oh, man.
It was sloppy.
Oh, okay. Is Jadon Sancho playing now?
He came on at the half.
Okay.
Did well.
Did
He
well?
ended up tying 1-1, I think.
Good.
Just a quick. Duvey had 2 MLS interests.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, and this is a 16-year-old kid. Yeah, he'll be 17. No, he's 17 now. He'll be 18 in January. So he'll just be about ready to go. So, but with Manning Cup, he could play one more season because it's under 19.
Yeah.
But why keep him here when the opportunity is there now?
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Why block that road, keep him in Jamaica when I have another young player that needs that opportunity and playing time to develop?
Yeah.
You know, the young kid portion.
Yeah.
So, no, I'd rather keep doing well enough in Manning Cup and not winning, but getting our players out.
Yeah.
I remember when Kyle was playing under 13. Yeah. We went all the way to the final. How old were you when you played in the final of the under 13 guy?
9.
No, sir. 2007, how old were you?
Do the math. 8, 9.
8, 9, right? And the average age of the team was 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
8, 9.
You 13.
Oh,
They went all the way to the final.
Jeez.
We lost the game in the final because the other team we played against was very physical. Very physical. Boom, hit them around, and the referees, because they were a quote-unquote traditional club that, you know, some big man at the time control and run. The game didn't particularly go in our favor. But after the game, I said, these boys will go far. The team that we played against, and they won that final, only one of them went professional. And it's at a lower level in England, not top 3 divisions. And the team that played and lost that final with those little ones, every single one of them, no, at least 8 to 9 of them played professional football. Kemar Reed still played. Kyle played at Genk. Leon is at Aston Villa. Sharky played all over Austria and Malta. And they went on. No, Shushan was Bikey. Travis played, was the captain of Malta, so of the St. Andrews. So the development long term is more important than winning a youth competition. Yeah. So
I think that's a great point. It goes exactly to what you said. You always say, right?
And so even the philosophy of the players, you have to get in their head. Yes, we want to win, but we don't need to win at all costs. We have to win in the game of life.
Yeah.
You know? So we need to move on, you know?
Well, we'll just finish off by just again saying please follow Instagram, our YouTube page, or our other YouTube page, Phoenix Academy. We'll be posting up games, the first one today, and we'll have next few days. We'll have highlights, we'll have clips, we'll have goals coming up. Plus, we have over 1,500 photos and videos to go through, and we'll be posting those up probably over the next month or so.
Alita's fingers not tired.
No, I guess
1,500 shots. Maniac with the camera, you know, and that's the important thing. You need to have footage. You see, even with your son. Shane, you need to make sure that you're documenting everything. Because with Kyle and those guys, just imagine, right? Years after, when they were trying to say that Kyle wasn't any good and he didn't play and to try and play the national team, I was able to go and pull up the whole history. Yeah? And show games, U23. I'm showing Brandon the other day. Kyle winning U23 with KRC Genk, you know? Top scorer in the league at the time too. Yeah, so we must document everything.
Even the game that when they sub Kyle on with Ducky, when Ducky was a coach.
Yeah.
That's the only guy that looked like he was a footballer on the pitch. You come on the midfield, take a touch, you look, you know where you're going already. You know, everything was positive. And you said, how do you keep a guy on the bench? You know? Yeah, it's but Kyle, that's part of the journey, it's part of the fight.
Well, today I can tell you that person is no longer the national team coach, and the guy who is the new coach, he showed immediately his intentions by saying that Leon Bailey is going to be the
focal point or the
the focal point of the national team. So all Kyle really needs to do is to get his stuff up, get up his stats, show his quality again. And I believe that Paul Hall is not going to be someone that comes here with all the biases and don't want Craig Butler to look good. Because if he didn't want Craig Butler to look good, there's no way he would say Leon Bailey is going to be the focal point of the national team because Craig Butler been Leon Bailey. So clearly he's not going to fight anyone who has talent and who can help that national team.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the day when my dream for Jamaica and for the boys can become a reality.
Guys, before I jump off, Kyle, look at the screen here. This is December 20th. What does it say?
Can't see it so well. Yeah.
What that?
Reach out and make up with your pops. Telling you again, reach out to your pops.
All right. See?
Yeah,
I'm excited that, you guys at this place, man.
Respect for that, Shane.
Respect.
Respect.
Yeah.
Mr. Jody, it was nice to meet you virtually, all right?
You too. Nice meeting you too.
Yeah, and thanks for coming, Jordy, and we'll be back maybe this week again.
Definitely on Friday this week. We're back. We're coming off now. Jordy, please go and eat your Christmas cake. Kyle, enjoy yourself. We're coming off. It's a great pleasure to be here. Great pleasure to have you guys. And this was a great show. Merry Christmas season greetings to all our supporters and fans out there. And Merry Christmas to Happy New Year when it comes.
All right.
Because Nico is still here riding the bikes, and I asked him to take Jordy to take Joey to the airport. Joey's here?
No.
What do you mean no?
All right, guys. We'll fix up.
We'll fix it. We'll figure it out.
All right,
One
guys.
love.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, Jordy.
Thank you, Jordy.
Thank you, Jordy.
Pleasure.